we're just going to be rating every single Pokemon in terms of, you know, my own biases, but also just like kind of design. It's gonna be fun. I think we're gonna do all of them. Color codes up here. 10 being blue perfect, 1 being shit white. We're just jumping in with the Squirt, the Squirtle. No, we're going right in with the Bulby. Now, not to sound like one of those guys, but I think that Bulbasaur is probably a perfect Pokemon. Look at this kid. It's a little dinosaur with a bulb. I think Bulbasaur is going to be a 10 out of 10. We're starting off with a 10. It's just too good for the Ivysaur. Ivysaur is a little bit of a mixed bag for a lot of people. The blue is interesting, how it goes from this like teal greenish to blue back to it's like
Why go blue?
like I think that it looks so good old gen, and then when you get to like the newer gen it just kind of like what happened. I think that is the case for a lot of Pokemon though. It's still a good mon. I'm giving it a 7. Freaking Venusaur, are you kidding me? Venusaur is like the perfect third evolution for Bulbasaur. I think Venusaur also translated to 3D decently well. Well, okay, maybe not. What the heck? It's such like a frog. Like here it's like this big monster, big dino man, big critter, getting all sick. And then like the new, it's just like this. It just turns into a big frog. No, I think Venusaur is amazing. I'm not even gonna front. We're just gonna shoot right into Venusaur being freaking blessed tier. That's a 10. So here's the deal. I hope that this isn't a controversial statement anymore, but Charmander is kind of mid. You know, like back here in the sprite even, it's just kind of like Dino guy with flame tail. But I mean, even just like going to like this kind of 3D, it's just like, it's just a little, I don't know. I think that Charmander's okay. So we're gonna put Charmander the 6. It feels wrong, but it's just like, that's how it gotta be. The sad music chimed in for that rating, honestly. Charmeleon is hard because, I mean, look, back then Charmeleon looked dumb as heck. He's just like a bigger Charmander, and then he jumps so much to like that Charizard. So I think Charmeleon is like a 6. If I was doing decimals, I would do a 6.5. I think Charmeleon's a little bit better. Moving on to the classic. By the way, I think Charizard sprite looks so good in this gen. Holy cow. I think Charizard gets a lot of like hate, new hate, just from the popularity. Honestly, I don't think there's even much to say. I think just the design is just like, it's like that nice 90s like kind of feel. I think Charizard's a 9. I'm okay with saying that. Honestly, like a couple years ago, I probably would have given Charizard like a 7 or lower. I'm just like, I'm over it. I'm over the Charizard hate. This is gonna take a while. Squirtle, Mongo, cute. Look at that dude. Squirtle was my favorite Pokemon for a while as a kid. And I think Squirtle like translated to 3D probably better, like the best out of all the starters. It's hard. I want to give him a 9, but he do kind of be a turtle. He do kind of just be a turtle. I think I'm gonna give Squirtle an 8. Now Wartortle, and I spelled Wartortle wrong. Wartortle, in my opinion, this might be more controversial. I think Wartortle's better than Squirtle because it's putting way more of a spin on a turtle. And I think Wartortle is like one of the more overlooked Pokemons. And he looks fine in 3D. I do want to give Wartortle a 10, but I think I'm gonna do a 9. And it's only because, for whatever reason, the anime kind of like softens my Wartortle feelings. I don't know, there's something about him here that's just so awesome, and then in the anime he just kind of seemed like older Squirtle. Blastoise, my dude. Look how fat he looks in here. He looks sick in that chonk mode. That is just cursed. Like, he used to be super high up there. Like, the Pokemon in the first movie really made Blastoise sick. Oh, it's hard. I don't think he's better than Wartortle, though. I do like him more than Squirtle. So I think I'm just gonna give him an 8. Alright, little Caterpie. The gold Caterpie.
Yummy.
So sick. I think Caterpie is one of those mons that like looks so much like here. It's just like a little Caterpie, but like with each iteration of like 3D and like Pokemon cards and everything, I think it really makes Caterpie look sick. Wait, what's the real life version of a Caterpie? What the heck? Caterpillar. That's like anytime I'm like stumbling for words and I'm looking at an animal, I'm like, that is a Pokemon. Caterpie is solid 8. Metapod, it's so cool. And I imagine making a Metapod. Imagine you're freaking designing a Pokemon. You're like, all right, I gotta make this Chrysalis, this middle stage of this bug that's literally just like a cylinder. I had to make it look cool. And like, I think they did pretty good of just making it like interesting and unique. Like, it's cute too. It's just like this little bug. Yeah, I just think Metapod's pretty sick. Butterfree is hard. Like compared to like Caterpie and Metapod. And it's really interesting, like the long, like little like feetsies, the like fairy look. But I don't know. It's just kind of boring. It's just kind of like a couple shapes. Looking at like Charmander and Charmeleon, I'm kind of feeling the same for Butterfree. I think I'm gonna give it a 6. Weedle, Weedle, Weedle. Oh, it looks so cute here, dude. Come on. What came first, Weedle or Wiggler? It's not as good as Caterpie. I will admit that. Looking at it here, it looks kind of lame, but it's just like, I don't know, 3D doesn't do it justice. Like that just looks cute. So Weedle, I think Weedle might be our new 7. So Kakuna, I think Kakuna gets too busy for me. Metapod is so compact and sick, and Kakuna has like so much going on in terms of line work and stuff. I think it looks better whenever it gets into the 3D environment. And I like the eyes, and you can tell that it's gonna be a Beedrill. Feels like a 5, maybe. I'm gonna give it a 5. Beedrill. I hated Beedrill as a kid, but now I like it more. It's about the same level as Butterfree, I'd say. Or Pidgey. Pokemon that I could never spell as a kid. Pidgey really do be kind of a bird. It's this little chonky bird. If it was leaked for the new mons and stuff, like people would be like, that's just a bird. I don't like it as much as the others, so I'm gonna give it a 5. I feel like every kid was like, Pidgeotto's sick, mainly because of the anime. And I mean, this guy looks goofy. And oh god, I don't even want to look at it.
Bruh.
So bad. 6. So here's the deal. I think a lot of people be in the camp of Pidgeotto cool, Pidgeot lame. And I've never gotten it. This is Mongo giant bird. Look, that hair is so sick. It's just ignoring this, of course. Guys, come on. And like, this is Pidgeot. This is the monster bird. Mwah. Yeah, Pidgeot, to me, honestly, is one of the like most underrated Pokemon. I'm gonna give it a 9. 3. The old Rattata. Love this little guy. Such a good like little mon to give to like kids on their first little adventure out. But I mean, not amazing. I'm gonna give it a 6. Okay, now here, Raticate is so sick. Raticate is a very underrated Pokemon as well. Look at the chonk weirdo. Yeah, Raticate easy 8. Okay, Spearow. I mean, he's such a shitter. It's just like this brown-headed bird. I mean, what is that even? I can't look at that. He gets better. Like that Spearow, lovely. I think people rate him too low, but I can't honestly give him that much of an argument. Like, he's as good as Pidgey. So moving on to Fearow. I think Fearow be a little underrated as well. He's like a big stork slash has a chicken head. I would say I would do 7. Alright, Ekans. Never a big fan of Ekans. Like at all. When I was like picking out my favorite Pokemon cards of each Pokemon, Ekans was one of the ones that I could not find like any that I liked. I think it might be our first 4. It's got to be at least a 4. Our first 4. I'm so sorry. Arbok, pretty cool. Giant cobra, huge big face. Dude, like the sprites. Sprites are pretty sick, especially like these guys. Dang. I'm comfortable with giving it Arbok an 8. This Pikachu is sick. Super cute mouse. I mean, it's great. It's amazing. It's like the perfect little chonk. Is he a 10? Probably. I gotta give Pikachu a 10. I'm sorry. Here's the deal about Raichu. I used to be like super on the case of Raichu way better, Pikachu not as Pog. But I mean, he's goofy. He's a big chonkers. But I don't really necessarily think that he's better than Pikachu. But I don't think he detracts from Pikachu at all. I think he's like a very good Pokemon. I think Raichu is a solid 8. Sandshrew is super cute. Love him to death. Yeah, I think it's a 7. Sandslash, I think he's just slightly better. I think it might be a 7 as well. Nidoran is another Pokemon that I did not like as a kid, but I think it's super cute now. Like, look at that goof, that little tiny little critter. I think Nidoran's a pretty solid 7. Now Nidorina, definitely weird in between. Like, I will admit, it does have that in between feeling. Like, it looks kind of nice in like some of the older gens. In 3D, come on, what is this? It looks dumb. It doesn't look very good. I'm sorry. I think definitely feeling a 5. And Nidoqueen is pretty sick. Freaking, like, it looks so good in this like kind of older style Gaslight Gatekeep girl boss. So I think 3-8 to me, honestly. Moving on to Nidoran male. I like Nidoran male more than Nidoran female. I think it's super cute. This freaking shiny is amazing. I think it's just like a very interesting mon. I feel like it's a 7. I feel like it's not so much better than Nidoran female. Now Nidorino. I like Nidorino a lot. It looks super good 3D, by the way. It looks great. Looks great in sprite form. Really feels poisony. Like, look, that's just classic Pokemon. I think Nidorino is easy 8. Same as Nidoqueen, in my opinion. So amazing, so sick, so cool in this like early sprite. It's like super powerful looking. Again, with like Nidoqueen, really feels like one of the first, like, this is like a boss Pokemon. Like, this is gonna be strong. Like, it still looks cool, but like freaking spiny. Like, he at least looks so much more spiny and like scary here. I gotta give him an 8. Like, I do like Nidorino. Like, out of the whole Nidos, I think my favorite might be Nidoqueen or Nidorino. I don't know. Clefairy is definitely one of those Pokemon that just like, it depends on where you're looking at. Like, this is pretty cute, pretty chonky. Get to 3D and it's just like, their arms are like here. Like, it looks very weird. Yeah, not crazy on Clefairy. My own biases is taking over too much with Clefairy, I think. Now Clefable, I think, is way better. I think the spikes are very interesting. And it's just like weirder. Like, it feels like it's trying to be less cute and just more like outlandish, and like it's an alien. Like, it looks like a weird alien. I'm actually gonna bring Clefairy down to 5 so I can put Clefable at a 6. Vulpix is really cute. It started off looking, I'm very glad that they updated that design. Very beady-eyed. About Vulpix, that always kind of weirded me. I wanted to see like a non-groomed looking Vulpix, like Vulpix with its hair kind of like long, like, and not like someone designed it. Gotta give it like a 6. I'm like more critical of it because I think it could be a lot better. Ninetales is cooler, for sure. It's super iconic. I want to give him an 8, honestly. I think I will. Jigglypuff is sick. You know, I don't like Jigglypuff in the anime, but like looking at it, it's very interesting and cute. It's so weird that this exists in the same game as like, you know, like Deoxys or Rampardos. I'm gonna give it an 8. I think it's still pretty good. Alright, but here's the deal. Wigglytuff is amazing. And Wigglytuff is one that gets hated on so much because Jigglypuff exists, and they're like, why? Well, it looks so good in 3D, and for me, it's like, it's such a like 1999 creation. Like whenever it is like cursed Furby, and plus from that that's an interesting song. Yeah, Wigglytuff is sick. I think I like Wigglytuff more, but I don't think it's quite 9 levels. Zubat is one of the best Pokemon ever. It is. Whenever I think of what Pokemon I want to hold and I want to have as a friend, Zubat is like way up there. Easy 10 for me. I wish I lived in Zubat's cave. And feel free to argue with me about my placements down in the comments section or Twitch chat. Golbat's weird. Kind of bad, but in a funny way. I wish they didn't give him eyes, for one. I think it could be cool to carry on that no eye. The feet are weird. Like, the more I look at Golbat, the more I'm like, why? But if you ever see a Golbat with its... Alright, we gotta do it. Golbat, mouth closed. Look at this dude. Amazing. What is this? It's just such a weird design that, like, it's at least, like, very interesting. Hated Oddish as a kid. It was just, like, I felt like a waste of space. The voice always weirded me out as a kid. That is just a guy saying, as cute as Oddish is, it do be Oddish, though. 5? It's cute enough to stay at a 5. Glove is weird. Glove is whack. The idea makes more sense to me than Oddish, where it's like those really smelly plants. Like, that's interesting to me. The more I look at it, the more I kind of like it more than Oddish, because it at least has something going on. But it's kind of just like ugly. I do like it more, but I'm gonna be still putting it on the same level as Oddish. Vileplume's cool. I think Vileplume, it's so weird how you're just making it bigger and giving it a plume at the beginning, like on the top. But to me, it makes it like that much better. And I like the way it looked in like really old and in the newer ones. I think it's just a very good Pokemon. Easy 7. Another munch while we stare at this Creedon. This guy would be kind of goofy and kind of scary, but kind of cute. It's like a crab that they made a bug, and that's really interesting. And I feel like there's a lot of like creativity going on with it. I think it's a 6 though. Parasect. I used to love Parasect, and I like it more than Paris for sure. I don't know. I love him. There's really not a whole lot to say other than that. But is he an 8? Well, I think so. I mean, he's sick. He just looks, I don't know, like getting older, he looks cooler. And he looks good in 3D. Like, he's just like this cute, weird critter. I think 7. Venomoth is sick. I think like solely from the color, but it looks super, I think it looks so much better in the newer gens and stuff. Like, he's one of the ones that I think gotten better and looks good in 3D. I like him more than Venomoth, or more than Venonat. I think he's easy 8. Diglett's hard because he's super cute, but he's hard to rank because he's just like, he's a cute little mole that's always on the ground. Good design, very interesting. He's a very classic Pokemon. Like, I want to say 6. He's way better than Vulpix. I'd say 7 is totally fine for this cute dude. Dugtrio, it's so weird that it's like, it's just 3, and I know that's just what everyone would say. But it's interesting how they used to look, I feel like they used to look so much different. Like, now they kind of do look like, just like, that's 3 Diglets. But it used to be so much more of like they are more angry, like here and stuff, and like bigger. And I kind of miss that more. It's probably a 5. Meowth, I don't love the design, but it's very weird. It's cute. It's like a weird kitty. But to me, it's like there's nothing special about Meowth. I'm kind of feeling a 5, dude. Like, if Meowth from the anime didn't exist, people would probably rate Meowth a little bit lower. Persian looks great here. But again, it's not really anything crazy, but I do like it more than Meowth. I think it's probably a 6. Psyduck. Let me think about this. I've never been on the Psyduck train. I always thought it was annoying in the anime, but like, it looks very good 3D. and in plushies and in cards. The concept is interesting. It's a weird big duck. I'm feeling a 5. It feels wrong. It feels really wrong to give Psyduck a 5, but like this is probably my most controversial one so far. But it's gotta be a 5. It's gotta be. There's no way. It's weird. It's just it sucks. It kind of sucks. Like it looks cute. Golduck. Like Golduck, in my opinion, Golduck is more unique and interesting, but not by a lot, and looks kind of bad. In the anime, he was cool, but it's a little better. He's like 5 to 6. I think he's better enough. Like if he was by himself, I feel like I would give him a 6. It's just like Psyduck weirds me out. Mankey is very interesting, cute, goofy, threatening, absolutely scary. The pig nose is so funny. Like I want to say Mankey's kind of a 6, but he's also kind of not. He's also a little bit better. 6 or lower. I think he's a 6. I think that's fine. Now, Primeape on the other hand. Primeape is sick. Like Primeape, I don't know, like he was Ash's dude. He was such a good boy. He's like this weird, he's so weird. So I think he's a 7. Growlithe is awesome, and my opinion of Growlithe has gotten better. He's very cute. He's a very good boy. And he's goofy. Like I like him more as this weird chonk dog. Like especially like Gen 2. I like him way better than Mankey. I think Growlithe is a 7 for sure. Arcanine, I think Arcanine's really, really cool. Super interesting. Like has that kind of regal feel. Is easy 8 for sure. Poliwag, cute. I like Poliwag more whenever he was nothing too special. It's just kind of alright. I like him about as much as I do Mankey. Poliwhirl, on the other hand, is super cool. Super unique. I don't know what it is about like going from this to this that just like changes everything. I think easy 8. I think 8 is a good Poliwhirl. Poliwrath is hard because I think Poliwrath is very cool and fun to use and interesting, but kind of do be a bigger Poliwhirl. And that's kind of like it. I don't know. I like Poliwrath a lot for the fact that he's just the strongest of those. But I think he's about a 6. I think it's a little bit unnecessary. Abra is cool. I'm not too crazy about Abra. I think it's a 6. Kadabra, on the other hand, I think is cooler for sure. Very weird, huge tail. I like him a lot more. I think he is a free 7. Alakazam, on the other hand, very cool. Weird that they lost the tail, but I kind of understand. The head is awesome. But yeah, the head, it just looks like a evolved cranium to hold this Mongo brain. Yeah, I'll give him an 8. Machop sucks. Machop kinda sucks. But not super bad. Looking at this, it makes me want to throw up. This is fine. Sure, that's fine. Is he a 4 though? Surely not. He's no Ekans, right? Like Meowth is way better than Machop. And so is Psyduck. Like I will admit that. Machop's gotta be a 4. It's gotta be a 4. It's not worse than Ekans though. Machoke is pretty cool. Ish. I really liked him here, and he looks fine in 3D. But this really, like, looking at this does not look like a Pokemon. I used to like Machoke the most out of the line. Machamp, I like Machamp a lot more now. I think Machamp is really cool. Just seeing this sprite really brings me back. Like, like his face, But like back here, Mega Chad. I want to give him a 7. I think I will give him a 7. Bellsprout, started off weird, for sure. Got significantly better, and then kind of plateaued. I like him way more than Oddish, for sure. Probably more 6. Weeping Bell, like, what a weirdo. That looks not good. That needs like a 5. Victory Bell's better. Probably the best out of the line. I think the like one leaf that's like kind of like closing, almost like a top lip, is interesting. It's just like a better version of the other ones. Like it's a 6. Tentacool, the smaller boy. I didn't like Tentacool until I saw some of their Pokemon cards. For some reason, they like just give Tentacool such a like constricted, you know, like their arms are always like flexing. Like I like when they're really flowy, like here. So they're like at least a 6. Now Tentacruel on the other hand is amazing. And like it always been a great design and has stood the test of time. Like looks great here, looks pretty good 3D as well. Honestly, it's like a free 9. Is it more than a 9 though? It stood the test of time. It started off amazing. It's so close to being a 10. I think it's a 10. Honestly, it's so good. Look at that. That's just a huge gap for 10s. Geodude started off a little rough. It looks like super funny and great in the anime. It looks great here. Like, I don't like this though. Wrinkly headed.
Head ass.
I think Geodude fell off plus ratio. I definitely can't give less than a 6. He's so goofy. I mean, I'm gonna give him a 7. Graveler, always hated Graveler in terms of like, you're just stuck with them. I think it looks great here though. Like looking retroactively, I think Graveler is actually really cool. You just don't like him because you would have to find someone to trade with. Looks awful there. So if I was rating off these, I'd be like, that guy's like an 8 out of 10, but I'd say a 6. I don't think he's quite a 5. Golem is cool, and people underrate Golem, which I find weird. Like, it looks a little, like whenever he's, see, I don't know, I feel like he was more like rigid, like here and stuff. And then here he's like, perfect circle sphere ball. Yeah, I think he's definitely a 7. Look at him. Moving on to Ponyta. Seeing them in 3D, it literally looks like a Ruby character. I can't say that Ponyta is worse than Graveler. Like, Rapidash, way better in my opinion. I think just like having longer hair is like pretty important, like having more fire. Rapidash, pretty good. I think it's a pretty easy 7. Slowpoke is amazing. Goofy, cute, perfect little creature. Like, I have nothing else to say about Slowpoke. Perfectly fine, 8. Slowbro. I'm gonna give Slowbro a 9 for sure. Like, it's not even that, like, they're not perfect. It's just like, I don't know, it's just like, they're a 9. Magnemite, I like a lot in a 3D environment. I can't give it that much praise. It's weird. I can see why people, you know, are like, bruh, how you hate the new Pokemon for being a keychain, but Magnemite's literally Magnet. It's like, they're not, like, they have other things going on. This card might be responsible for this rating. Look at him, he's so happy. Like, this is why I love Pokemon cards. It just adds that, like, cuteness. And that one's all dirty and he's happy, he's can't wait to get shined up. Okay, opposite of Dugtrio, Magneton's better. I don't even know why. It's like, I think it just makes more sense that it's like, okay, now there's 3. It helps it, but it's still not great. It's, you know, just a 6. Farfetch'd sprite version. Yo, look at, there's just so much character and cuteness. It kind of just gets worse the farther you go. I don't know why, but I will admit that it's a very good Pokemon. Doduo, it's just kind of all around fine, but it's not bad. I think it is about a 6. Dodrio, I like a lot more. Fun fact, it was the first Pokemon I ever got to level 100. So if I was going off nostalgic, it'd be like an 8. Pure design, it's like a 7. Seal, kind of cute, kind of bad. It's not ugly to look at, but it's kind of just uninspired. Dewgong is better for sure. The tail and the fins are unique. Like, I'm just trying to think of, like, if I opened up a card and I had cute artwork of Dewgong, I'd be pretty good. I'd be pretty happy. Grimer, not a big fan. It's just you're waiting for Muck. That's the unfortunate part about Grimer. Like, Grimer by itself, fine-ish, but I think literally Muck existing takes Grimer down a peg. Like, I personally don't like Grimer that much, but Muck is amazing. Muck is super sick, looks great, 3D, looks great since the beginning, just fun, intimidating, gross. Has awful Pokemon cards. Has not good Pokemon cards, and that's very sad. Oh, wait, whoa. Look at the like little icon. Look at that little icon. What the heck? What the heck? It's like, I feel like every like old game had like a Muck, but I think this Muck is like the best. It's a free 9, pretty close to a 10, but not. In my opinion, I think it misses the mark. Shellder, very cute. Like, I think the whole point of like this like dark area is like almost like abstract, like it's obscured by the shell and it's like a shadow figure kind of deal. And so like getting 3D in that big, it looks like you're playing a Spore and you have no texture on your thing yet. It's my sister's favorite Pokemon, but I'm just not crazy about Shellder. Cloyster's pretty cool. Cloyster's Mike's favorite Pokemon, and I can see why. It's really cool. Looks fun. It looks like it would have the moves that it has. It's aged like fine wine in 3D, honestly. It looks really good. Probably an 8, honestly. It's just a really good design. Ghastly is really good. I think Ghastly like it works in just like so many different ways, so many different forms. Like it works there. Like I like the change. Like I don't like the speckly as much as like the kind of big form of gas. Honestly, I think Ghastly might be the best out of the Ghastly line. I think Ghastly is a 9. Honestly, Ghastly is close to a 10. Haunter is also very classic, very cool. I don't think it looks as good now. Like that looks great whenever it's like got that purple highlight. Like it looks really good in that kind of sprite era. Kind of gets a little bit worse the more purpley it gets versus like it being like this black. Like I think this looks better in my opinion. And like I think that's like almost the peak, honestly. I think it looks really good. I'm gonna give Haunter an 8. If it stayed the way it was, I would give it a 9 and maybe a 10. Like I would really love to see how that would look in the more modern. Like just look at that, and then it's like, I don't know. It's still a good mod, but kind of lost some of that. Gengar's cool. I know why. I see why people like it. I don't necessarily share the same opinion about him being black with the purple outline versus this. I think this works just fine. In fact, I like the shiny a lot more. But nothing's really grabbing at me here. Like compared to Ghastly. Ghastly is so sick. All right, here we go. This is our first like top 5 favorite Pokemons for me. Onyx is so iconic. So big, so cool. It's really a shame that he sucks in the games. Like, I think this is where Onyx is at its best. Big head, very predominant horn. Don't like the 3D Onyx. Like it looks weird. It's just it's like it ruins it. If this was a list of my favorites, where I'm kind of like being completely like, I don't know if I can give Onyx a 10 because it's so bad now. He's one of my favorites, but I can't give him more than a 9. Drowsy is another Pokemon that I've liked a lot more recently. I like these old Drowsies. I think that looks cool. I've got this Pokemon card of Drowsy. It looks really good. Not really, honestly, like, it looks so cute and interesting, but it's done in a style where it doesn't look like Drowsy as much. So it's like, I can't go off of that, obviously. Like, whenever I realize that these things are real, I'm like, that's kind of cool. Like, I like Drowsy more now because he's like a very interesting spinoff. He's kind of just like a 6. I like him more than Hypno for sure. They're kind of interesting, but They feel like a later gen Pokemon in a bad way. 5 for the Hypno. Krabby is cool. Grown to like Krabby more recently, but nothing amazing. Do be kind of like a crab, but they're good. They're just not great. They got some cute cards too. I think it's a pretty easy 6. Kingler is my favorite Pokemon. And unlike Onyx, I think I can say that the design is really good. Because it do be that it's like a king crab, but it's also mixed with like the fiddler crab with the big claw. And it's got like just crazy looking mouth. Always been a G. Always been looking sick. Looks pretty good in 3D. Like, looks pretty good. Like, no complaints. I think Kingler is like super underrated. I think Kingler is amazing. Free 100% 10. Just so good. Voltorb sucks. Like, if I was given a Pokemon, like Pokemon become real and I can only have one, and I roll the dice and it's like a Voltorb, I would probably be like, I don't know if I want it. It's a 4. Like, Electrode's better, sure, but not by much. And it's dumb. It's weird, but at least it's like something. Electrode's like a 5. Execute, I've always hated Execute. They just kind of look mean, and I'm like, you're literally eggs. Like, how could you? Why are you so mean? Weird, not good Pokemon. But at least like they have some. Like, it do be like a 4, but it's probably more like a 5. No, fuck Execute. Go suck eggs. Executor is cool. Executor might be the biggest jump in terms of quality. Very interesting, weird, but like has a purpose in life. I'm very glad that they moved on from whatever this is. Executor BS7 for sure. Cubone, a fan favorite. I understand why. They do be cute, especially here. Love them. Just mysterious, interesting, cool mon. I'm not the biggest fan. The fact that they're holding a bone and that's their attack is a weird. The skull head is awesome, but it's just kind of like hitting people with a bone is kind of weird. It's kind of like, okay. Yeah, it might be controversial, but I feel like, to me, they feel 70. I think from a design perspective, I like Marowak more. Like, I think they look cooler, but not by that much. And I think like the 3D, they look lame. But they're literally like as good as Cubone. That's totally fine. 7 is good. All right, Hitmonlee, very weird, very interesting. Used to look really interesting and weird. Now looks like scary and weird and uncomfortable. But honestly, I just don't have any kind of, I don't really like love. I don't love it. It's just fine. Let's move on to Hitmonchan. I used him a lot in Heart Gold, Soul Silver, and Diamond Pearl. I liked him there. He looks better in 3D for sure. Out of the like humanoid, like the Machokes and Machamps, like I think I like Hitmonchan the most. I'm gonna give him a 10 or 10. I'm gonna give him a 7. If Lickitung wasn't didn't have the tongue, I would like Lickitung a lot more. But the tongue is just like a little much. He's such a weird creature, and his tail's interesting and stuff. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan. It's better than Electrode because it's like a very interesting thing. Koffing is cool. Koffing is really cool, and I like Koffing a lot. And I think Koffing is just like a G. I think Koffing is very, very, very cool. Easy 8, potentially 9, but I think 8 is a pretty good spot for it. Weezing's good, and I think looks good 3D. Like, looks pretty good 3D. Like, almost a 9, but it's very cool, and I would love a plushie of Weezing. I'm gonna give Weezing a 9. Rhyhorn might be the best Pokemon ever. Rhyhorn is so cool. Look at Dude. I'm blown away by how cool Rhyhorn is. Like, always been a G. Like, it has gotten better too, in my opinion. It just works so well. 3D Rhyhorn, 10 every day of the week. Incredible. Rhydon, good. A classic, you know, the first Pokemon ever made. And it feels very unique and interesting. An 8. Chansey. Chansey's cool. The egg is funny. Very much feels like Tamagotchi 90s Pokemon thing. And it's funny in the anime. Tangela or Tangela, however that I hail. Really good. I used to not like Tangela. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really have much to say about Tangela except for I like them a lot. I've never really played with Tangela like in the games and stuff, so like I didn't really have that kind of childhood nostalgia. I now have a lot of respect for the design. I think it's cool. Kangaskhan looks incredible in a lot of different sprites. I think it looks a lot better as like this huge plated tall boy. I think it's definitely an 8, something on the same part. A lot of 8s coming out. Horsey's okay, but I think it's a very cute design and pretty good. I want to say 7. Moving along to Seadra. I don't know. They're okay. They're like on Horsey's level, I think. Yeah, Seadra's good. Goldeen, I like a lot of their Pokemon cards. I think they look really cute and good in not sprite form. It's a koi with a horn and weird lips, but it's kind of pretty. Give it a 6. Seeking is way better. I think Seeking honestly looks pretty good in 3D. Like intimidating but pretty. I'm gonna give Seeking an 8. Staryu is so sick, very interesting. Like, come on, that's good. That's just good. Yeah, Staryu, very cool. Like, I don't even have much to say about Staryu. It just like, it works, but it has been improved upon because I think Starmie is even better. Always been really interesting. I don't know, works really well. 3D too. Has very unique design and works well in like cards and all. It's so good. Is it a 10? Yeah, I think it is. Mr. Mime kind of sucks. At least it's not a Voltorb. If I was doing personal, I would give him like a 2. But like, they're kind of interesting, like, and like I like them more than Machop, so it's gotta be a 5. We are moving along here. We're almost done. Scyther is really cool. You know, it was like the OG, everyone's favorite Pokemon. They look good in 3D. They look good in the first gen. Like, I kind of like how they looked a little bit more. The fact that they're bugs and they have the giant scythes, it's like Beedrill but done better. Like, I think 8. Like, it's a little goofy. Jinx, honestly not as bad as what I used to think. I don't like the 3D at all, but like I don't even mind this. Like, I think their like outfit is interesting. It's just such a weird mishmash, but I don't think Jinx is like quite as bad as what most people say. Electabuzz. Electabuzz feels like not a Gen 1 Pokemon. It feels like a Gen 2 Pokemon. I don't know, I think like Gen 2 Electabuzz looks coolest. 3D Electabuzz, it has that like body shape that like so many Pokemons have, or just like upside down pair. It's like kind of weird. Like, it has it here, but it looks better here. I don't know. Like, I will admit that it's perfectly like good. Now Magmar, I've actually grown to like Magmar more. Like, it looks so bad here. Like, why like have them just like put their hands up? They're kind of weird and interesting. I like them more than Electabuzz. I don't think they're as good as Scyther. Pinsir is cool. I think a little bit better than all the other, like the Scyther, Jinx, Electabuzz, Magmar. I think Scyther and Pinsir are kind of on the same level. 8. Oh, losing steam. Must finish. Almost done. Tauros. I've always loved Tauros. but now I don't like Tauros as much. But I still think that for like a very standard looking Mon, like I like Tauros. It's interesting. I like their mane a lot. That's like totally my bias, just like giving them a 7, honestly. But they're just like, I don't know. They're just flopping around. Yeah, Magikarp are great. Gyarados, a classic, always cool. I mean, I can't give them anything less than 9. They're just that good. Lapras, interesting. Just really weird Pokemon to rate. I think 8 is pretty good. I think 7 might be more realistic for me at least, which might be a little bit of a controversial or surprising pick, but Ditto's amazing. It'd be hard to rank Ditto 1 or like a 10 out of 10, but like Ditto's sick. It's gotta be a 9. Eevee, I used to not like Eevee that much, but now I think Eevee's pretty cute, cool, and interesting. I think I was just a contrarian, but very, very good Pokemon, very good design. I will not be a contrarian and give Eevee a bad score because that would be the controversial thing to do. Eevee is a 9. Free. Vaporeon's always been my least favorite, but I kind of like them more now. They have a lot of character and they're very interesting. I think they are very, very, very good, and I kind of want to give them a 9 as well, and I think I will. I've really changed my mind on Vaporeons lately. Jolteon used to be one of my favorites. Now I kind of have gone a little bit less in Jolteon favor. It just looks a little boring there. Now this card is sick, and it makes me think that Vaporeon or Jolteon is like actually kind of based. Look at the boof. It's so good. So that like kind of has boosted my Bustier, but I don't think it's as good of a design as Vaporeon. Flareon, I think, is cool and used to be my favorite. I like the giant tail, like I like the way they look 3D. I don't think they're as good as Vaporeon. I think Vaporeon is the best Eevee, but I do think that it's just like such a good little cute design. I feel like this is something that I could very easily change my mind on, like having Eevee a 9 and oh wait, I put Flareon as a 9. I meant to put it as an 8. Weird. But I kind of now feel like Eevee is a little bit more like an 8. It's my first go backsies changing. Flareon and Eevee are kind of like the same thing, just like one's like bigger. Porygon is amazing. I don't have much to say about it. I just think it's amazing. And the Porygon line is interesting. I think it's a 9. It's very close to a 10, but I don't know. It doesn't get me all the way there. Omanite is so cute. I've been loving on Omanite a little bit more now. Very goofy starts, just cute. And works well 3D, I think. Just like a goofy weirdo. Like I want to give Omanite like a 9 at least. Omastar used to be one of my favorite Pokemon. I still think they're very cool and goofy and fun. I'll probably still give them a 9. I'm gonna give it 8. But I think it's very close, and I think they're very, very cute. Budo is amazing. Little horseshoe crab. Little baby boy. Humble beginnings. I love Budo. I'm gonna give it a 9. I think that the sides are admittedly a little goofy. It's a horseshoe crab that's like gone upright, and it's so cool and interesting. Like I don't know, it's just a very interesting spin on everything. I gotta give it a 9. Aerodactyl. I'm not crazy about Aerodactyl, and I don't think he looks very good like 3D, honestly. I feel like he's like a 7, maybe a 6. He's just kind of like a gargoyle guy. I feel like he might be a 6. Yeah, I don't know. Amazing, the goat. Honestly, I love Snorlax a lot more now. I liked Snorlax's darker look. That's like one thing, like so many Pokemon designs are very round, but like Snorlax works way better. Easily a 9. Articuno is amazing. Probably my favorite bird, especially since it just looks like a giant blue jay. I'm trying to like not have legendary goggles on because for some reason I don't like to give legendaries 10s because like it's like expected for them to be cool. But Articuno is so cool because it's definitely the best of the birds in my opinion. Him and Zapdos are pretty high up there. I think I'm gonna give him a 9 though. Really like Zapdos. Looks mean. Looks fast. It looks good in 3D. It looks better than Articuno in 3D in my opinion. Definitely a 9 as well. Moltres. Definitely the weakest of the birds, but I like Moltres a good deal. I think a lot of people don't like Moltres that much, but I think Moltres is pretty cool. Like a 7. Ho-Oh is a firebird and is like so much cooler. Dratini is cool and cute. It has very cute Pokemon cards, but I'm just not crazy about Dratini. I think Dratini is kind of like a... I think it's like a 7. Dragonair used to be one of my favorites. It's very cool, very pretty. Has them big flappies. Maybe a 9. I might give it an 8 for now. I'm just not crazy about it. I used to hate Dragonite because I'm like, why is this the next? It should be like a huge blue crazy thing. But Dragonair is cute and very interesting. I just kind of wish it was on its own little thing. It definitely at least an 8. Close. I think it's an 8 though. Alright, last 2. Mewtwo. I never know how to rank Mewtwo because he's very weird and interesting. It's kind of like So What? He looks dumb, like in 3D. It's hard. It looks like good here. It looks like the best here for sure. He's a 7. I'm gonna move Moltres down. Alright, last one. Mew. Mew's pretty good. Mew's better than Mewtwo for sure. Very cute, very interesting. It's cool. It's like an ancient Pokemon and it's just goofy and derpy and weird. Very iconic and goofy and weird. Like, I don't know how else to describe it. It's just like, I'm gonna give Mew, I think it's a 9. It's like just interesting enough. I'm exhausted. That was so long. What the hell? That was like way too long. Alright, let's look at these. Let's look at it. Observe the colors. Okay. Going through it real quick. So 10s. So the 10s we have Bulbasaur, Venusaur, Pikachu, Zubat, Tentacruel, Kingler, Rhyhorn, and Starmie. So 8 10s out of the first gen. Okay, that's the only 4s. Thank you guys so much for watching. Okay, see ya.